guys, let's go ahead and continue our storyline. Back. Master Jet, our findings, you say? Well, there's something of a tale there. No sooner have we chanced upon a promising looking sheaf of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great monkeys. It would seem that the heretics foresaw our coming and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several of our number were badly wounded. You cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We have not the time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pets ourselves, Jefferson.
Stream Elements. Jetbuster is now live. Streaming Final Fantasy XIV Online, FF14 Epic Journey. Learning the game and play some samurai.
Beasts are slain then? My thanks, Master. Return to our duty without hope. We should track down Lady Iceheart. Is that not so? The wreckers have discovered arrow or those bees mauled by comrades appear to be some manner of correspondence. We have no luxury of pursuing their contents more closely intent as we were on surviving an onslaught of fang and claw, but I wager those epistles contain more than friendly salutations betwixt heretics. My interrogation of the patrol proved this. Either we divine some from these letters, or we wander the snowfields and pray that the gods lead us right to Iceheart's door. It is hardly a choice at all. much of the heretics' correspondence. When added to the contributions to Mr. Lavier, circumstance. We have here then every one of these pages is a record of the dealings between the Rogani Mills heretics and their followers in the Ka-Afan Theater. There are requests for foodstuffs, clothing, and all manner of provisions. Iceheart's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we had thought abandoned. Afan Amphitheater, at the very place where you witnessed my manifestation of the primal Shiva was on that. It is our destination. The journey will be long indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of a treacherous tract of ice and snow, not be crossed. We must place our faith in the end of the international as you may call. Our dear friend Moa Brady succeeded in retreating the Akan Afan beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady Iceheart. At the time, it was assumed that the reluctant Athlete would be temporarily viable, but given the heretics of Gorganian Mills seem to have been in regular contact with their brethren at the amphitheater, I'll wager it still functions. I suggest we at the rig within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I am wrong, Einstein, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak tunnel system, a passage was discovered leading out to the Western Highlands. Was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the ether light from the side of the wall? Chithal's Durandary posted soldiers at the Western Highlands entrance after the tunnels but they will not deny us entry. The guest of House Fortune was accompanied by these are dragons. I cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you are welcome to enter the tunnels if that is your will. Assuming the Afan beacon still functions, must pray to the 12. It does. We shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted with the primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. The heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. Impressive structure. Wonder how many ages it has endured. Maybe you should ask its occupants. They seem quite a bunch. Dogs of Ishgard, it is not enough that you banish our beloved saint. Do not be satisfied until the ice is slick with the last drops of our blood. Stay your weapons. We come under the flag of parley. We wish only to speak with your mistress that we might broker a peace. Do you think us fools, boy, if we take more than honeyed words to earn our trust? You walk with the dragon slayer, and we know all too well what he is capable of. My reputation precedes me. Aye, they give us little choice. Our brothers, my dragon wings bear us to victory. My dragon wings bear us to
Your guard is down.
Fight like demons, 'tis death to remain. Fall back, brothers. Retreat to the cinders. See no sign of Lady Iceheart. Would they? Would that we could have questioned one of them? Would you ask that we do not already know? They make for the cinders, and so must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain there would be more heretics to question. The cinders, you say? I confess, the name is unknown to me. Mayhap you would be so kind to enlighten us, Einstein. I suspect it is the heretic's way of referring to the dreaming dragon, an island of sort found in the midst of the frozen lake of Ashmore. Some 500 years ago, tis told that the Azure Dragoon of the age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature was weakened unto the point of death and forced into a magicid slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy Sea sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinders did begin to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of gray. Of course, a thick layer of ice has since formed on top of it, but you may be sure I speak true. A fascinating tale. We should make haste to the Ashen Isle. Dream The dreaming dragons lies far to the west. Before we approach the frozen east, however, there is another place I would first visit. I am told the convictors have set up camp at Pools. Their leader, Gendolat, may have information of use to us, but mayhap you are not familiar with the name either. The convictors are dragon slayers after a fashion, but I'm willing to wager that they encounter their fair share of heretics. If we are indeed walking into a trap, I will learn all there is to know of our foe. A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these convictors then and temper our haste with a measure of caution. One up there, huh? Well, what do we have here? Hoping to join the esteemed ranks of the convictors, are we? The hard-eyed lad looks promising, but you have a frail look about you, boy. I give you 3 days, or the wilds claim your corpse. Beg your pardon. Be not so quick to judge. I have seen this frail youth fell heretics with the flick of his wrist. And who are you to question my... By the Fury! That armor, that lance, the Azurtrak himself graces our camp. Please forgive my disrespect, sir. I am Gentilon, leader of the Convictors, and fellow slayer of dragons. May I ask what winds, fair or foul, carry you into our humble camp? Ah, Lady Iceheart, is it? I know her by reputation, but I'm afraid I've seen naught of her or her people. That said, my own men can be somewhat lax when it comes to making reports. If you wish to question them yourselves. Thank you, we shall. Jetbuster, Ernestine, let us make our ways to the camp and see what information there is to be had. Okay, let's continue. What's this guy teach? 51 baby steps. I don't even know what that means. Surely one of these people will have encountered heretics while out hunting prey. Speak with as many as you can, Jetbuster. I know of no heretics. Do you honestly expect me to keep track of every Radamix, Veriment, and Bertiment wanderers in and out of the camp? Are there any heretics in there? I have not the faintest idea why a heretic would pass unaware. Very nosed, and I should be none wiser. I hunt dragons, my dear fellow, the big ones. Forever do I scan the skies for signs of my prey. I care not for the miserable creatures that scurry upon the ground. Looking for heretics, you say? Why don't you go and bother Periclate or someone? I have enough trouble keeping these preening fops fed and clothed as it is. 'Tis no business of mine what folk do with themselves out there in the wilds. Too, clearly. How do I get up there? Got it, folks. Samantha, I can help you with, Muller? Heretics it is? Well, I've never seen one myself, but ain't to say I haven't heard a thing or two. Would be grateful for any information you can share with us. The gods I know we've gleaned a precious little from talking to the rest of these people. If it please, my lord, I'm Pericote, soldier by trade, though not much of one, if I'm honest. It weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I took up the spear. See, no, it was by order of Sir Genelati's father. Still, as long as they keep paying my wages, I ain't fussy as to what they have to do. Not everyone's as patient as me, though. Plenty of lowborn lads who get pressed into service start grumbling before they've seen their second battle. And once they've got to thinking how unfair it all is, it doesn't take much for the heretics to turn their heads. What I hear, the simple promise of freedom tends to do it. That may explain how Lady Isart was able to expand her following so swiftly. That to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretics' tripe and asked for seconds, told me if they were off to the Western Highlands to light a single fire. That's how you let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks. Apparently, send up some purple smoke and the bastards come to you. So, why then, I am minded to start a fire. Which is to prepare a single fire to lure the heretics. If we were to lure our foes into our position, then we must find a means of producing a single purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard a tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a yak onto his campfire. Aside from the terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smothered flames were tinged as deep violet. You are a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Jefferson? It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than one near the heretics' notice of our beacon. Master Alphanad, you and I shall gather wood for the fire. It will take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again at the Dreaming Dragon with the fruits of our labor. would seem the collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Alphenord. His must have been a privileged upbringing. Have you the highest?
Ah, I should have known it would be you. Word reached me of a struggle with a small but well-armed band of trespassers. Forgive my comrades their hostility. Few come here uninvited, and fewer still with good intent. Now, tell me why you are here. So, you seek to stem the Dravanian tide with talk? A romantic notion. If you but knew the truth, the spark which lit the flames of this animosity, you would understand the futility of your quest. Shall I relate it to you? The sordid history my gift has shown me, that which the Holy See has taken such pains to suppress. 'Twas more than a millennium past when an Elezen tribe first sought to claim the lands of Kurthas as its home. Unfortunately for them, Kurthas was already home to dragonkind, and they were not inclined to make way for the invaders. Thus did a bloody war begin, a war which might well have rumbled on until one or the other side was exterminated, had it not been for the resolve of a single woman. That woman's name was Shiva. While those around her fought and died, she attempted to parley with the dragons, and in so doing discovered them to be possessed of profound intelligence and reason. The great worm, Hraesvelgar, in particular so enchanted Shiva that she found herself growing to love the creature, whom her people considered a monster. In the eyes of a near-immortal dragon, however, the fleeting life of an Elezen is as that of a freshly cut rose. Scarce has the flower bloomed before it begins to fade and wither. Such melancholy musings plagued Hraesvelgar, who had found in Shiva an unexpected and beloved soulmate. He knew that all too soon, death would snatch her away from him. Unable to bear the thought of their separation, the maid bid the worm consume her, that their spirits might be entwined for eternity. Though loath to perform the deed, Hraesvelgar ultimately gave in to her plea, and soon thereafter the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound. In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted. Nidhogg, he who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon Ishgard, was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery. And until he prizes it from the hands of the traitor's progeny, no amount of conciliatory words will stay his fury.
You are wrong, Lady Iceheart. Lest you misunderstand, I do not doubt your vision of the past. 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city.
Good gods!
Until recently, Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Needless to say, that is no longer the case. Now, it would seem, he has fixed his attention on Ishgard itself, though he knows full well the Eye does not reside there.
You believe he targets the capital for another reason?
I believe reason has all but left him. Through the Eye, I feel much of what Nidhogg feels, and the dragon's thirst for vengeance will not be quenched by aught less than a sea of blood.
If Nidhogg is indeed lost to reason, might we not seek an audience with Hraesvelgr instead? He has thus far shown no inclination to aid in the invasion of Ishgard, and may yet welcome our efforts to broker a peace.
You still believe that a peaceable solution can be found? Very well. I will take you to him. Our road will lead us to Dravania, the homeland of dragonkind. There we shall ascend unto the clouds, where Hraesvelgr resides.
Is aught amiss, my friend? I sense the many battles are beginning to take their toll. Rest a while, and should you lose sight of us, Dravania lies beyond the mountains to the west.
Curious. The vestiges of thy mistress's blessing are not as faint as once they were. Thy will to succeed grants thee unusual fortitude. But will it be enough?
guys. Let's continue. You are Jeppa, sir, yes? Pray address me as your slave, Yasali, if you wish. 'Tis passing strange, is it not? The fate should bring us together, thus never did I think I'd walk alongside the warrior of light. But history is full of unexpected alliances. Shall we make our way into Dravania then? The chill of the Western Highlands is unrelenting, and would sooner be under the sheltering canopy of the Chocobo Forest.
Beyond Abalathia's spine, the great mountain range that spans the continent of Aldenard from east to west. Into the deepening shadows of Som-Al, where lies the ancient home of dragonkind. To a land where the soil slithers and the skies seethe with sinuous shapes, they came.
We now stand on the threshold of Dravania. The path of Som-Al will take us far to the west beyond the embrace of the forest branches. It'll be a long and demanding journey. Might I suggest that we take our rest at the village up ahead and see that we are properly provisioned? There is a village here, but I thought these lands the sole domain of Dragonkin. Why would anyone choose to live in so perilous a place? The wild chocobos. Tailfeather was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling the beasts. Their leader, Marshchamp, is an acquaintance of mine. Being a gregarious sort, he will no doubt welcome our arrival. And he will also possess more recent knowledge of the road we seek to travel. I trust there are no objections. Only to this ceaseless chatter. If we are to meet this acquaintance of yours, let us do it before Ishgard burns. feather hunting. Okay then. Nice. Hmm. Intriguing. This place looks pretty cool. Oh, cool. You can wear a mask. That's cool. This stuff is indeed Battle Gear. So this is where the Holy Rainbow stuff is coming from. Very interesting indeed, guys. I don't know what to think. That's kind of cool. I don't know what to think, guys. Oops. Kinda crazy. Life in general. So there's apparently a race, clan, people called the Tailfeathers that are living with dragons. And I do not understand how this works. Apparently, these people in the area dragon. I wonder what's going to happen next in the story. I really would like to know. Very curious what's going to happen. Sorry, because I'm grabbing something real quick. Get that should be eaten all day. So. Grab really quick, and then we're going to continue with the story. Fixing out of the fridge. Come on now. Two to one. That is my feet. Ow. Ow. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Well, tan my hide and call me Leatherface. We have visitors. Oh, and if it ain't the lovely Yaseli. It's been it's been it's been too long, girl. That it has, Mars champ. That it is. That it has. My companions and I are on a privilege to show Al that we stay in Tailfeather a while and prepare for the next leg of our journey. Of course, stay as long as you like. In fact, I wouldn't suggest leaving the forest at all. The dragons have been absolutely bleeding murderous of late. Forgive me, sir. I am not sure I understand. Do the dragons not bother you here in the forest? Bother us? Did Yaseli not explain things to you, boy? You've seen them throwing, column trees all about, haven't you? If you were flying above the canopy, you'd barely be able to see the ground. As you expect, the local wildlife's canny enough to stay hidden beneath the leaves, which is why the dragons do their hunting elsewhere as we can do it with ours in peace. I see. Thank you for the explanation. You're welcome. Now I know it won't stop you silly here, but dragons ain't the only things you'll need to keep an eye out for, especially if you're set on heading west. Alright, let's grab this. Alright, guys. Looks like we're getting ready to do some things. Wrestling dragons. I dare say you're wondering, what could possibly be worse than dragons, eh? Well, I'll tell you. The bloody Ganath. They're what you might get if you cross an antling with a megalocarp crab and could taught the thing how to walk on two legs. They never used to stray far from their highs over the fear of the dragons, but they've gotten a lot more aggressive of late, sending out war parties from realms and directions. They've even taken to harassing the Dravanians in their own lairs. And when they venture into the forest, which is more and more. By the way, they certainly ain't afraid to come after my lot. I only imagine how much worse it'd be closer to the Ganath's home territory. It would seem that much has changed in Dravania. The Ganath were not wont to cause such strife when I lived here. You lived here in Dravania? Was in the time following the calamity, my family was dead, my home was gone, and I had fled from the bitter cold into these lands. I knew not the paths of the forest then, and wandered out from under the protection of its boughs. That was when I chanced upon Herzavard, and he descended from his mountain lair to hunt for food. My exhausted mind could not contend with the sight of a majestic worm, nor the vision of the past his presence visited upon me. Thankfully, Marchamp found my unconscious form at the edge of the trees and nursed me back to health, and in Tailfeather I remained for some time. It's your familiarity with the locals, but I interrupted you. You were saying these Ganath were once a peaceful people? Peaceful would not be the most fitting description. They are a fiercely territorial tribe, and any who intrude upon their domain are attacked without hesitation. Outside the borders of their homeland, however, they were rarely hostile, indeed were even able to trade with them on occasion. They have changed then. What of it? We have not the time to creep through the roundabout route. Instead, we make straight for Somal and crush an unruly insect we beat underfoot. A more direct path, then, very well. Let us first follow the trail west of the forest and make for the statue of the Stain One. From there, we should have a fair view of the road that leads to Solom on, shall we? Alright. It's so nice up here, but yet it doesn't feel like it. Here. Oh. Can I walk here? I can't. Please? strengthen this guy. Oh my gosh, this leg is atrocious. Can't stand it. I don't know what the use is. Probably just because I just don't have enough RAM. Well, got hiccups. I'm gonna go way over there. Let's see here. Marchamp again. Remind me to thank him. I had if he ordered us to expect a good math. I doubt I would be standing here. It remains that I would describe as his guardian. The style, if not quite identical, traces definitely a defiant resemblance. You have a scholar's eye, Master. The structure is in fact over 1,000 years old. It is a remnant of the age of when our ancestors and Dragonkind lived together in peace. And this is evidence of your harmonious past. I was taught that these buildings were constructed by heretics in honor of Devonian masters. This rubble inspires no such awe in me. Stubborn fool, how desperately you resist the false teachings of your beloved Holy See. Not both of you. You threaten the success of our mission with this incessant squabbling. Buster, for a reason, these two. Right, unless you forget our goal is to prevent a war which will claim the lives of Giovanni's and his guardians alike. If we are to accomplish this, you must learn to tolerate each other's presence. Trust in Jetbuster's gift in time, the secrets of history we brought to light. Let that be enough this time. You would have me keep my counsel until Jetbuster's vision was confirmed the truth. Very well, but keep that. Our meeting with Harris Akbar will likely provide the catalyst. Jetbuster's gift requires as it did mine. Let us press on. Alright guys, I think I'm going to stop it here for now. We'll come back and do the rest of this tomorrow and continue on with the story. It's getting late. I'm a little bit tired and drained, so I'll be back on later though, but you guys have a good night and